Hi there, it's Sunday in time for a new episode of Record Collecting with a Quill. I decided to name this episode Weekend Catches. I've been driving south this weekend visiting my daughter who lives there, so I've found a flea market, a couple of record stores, and even a record fair today. So I came home with a lot of cool stuff, so I thought I'd just share with you what I found. But before we start, you know the drill. Make sure you subscribe and hit that little notice bell as well, and share with your friends. Well, as I said, I drove south this weekend and found some really cool stuff actually, and a lot of variety as well. So I thought I'd just share with you. I got home with a nice bunch of records. I think it's easier if I do it like this. Starting out with this one, Tom Petty. I mentioned him before. This is a 12-inch Running Down a Dream from the Full Moon Fever album. What's cool about this one, it has a track Down the Line that is not available elsewhere from these sessions with Jeff Lynne. So will be cool to check it out. Nice one. We'll put those at the flea market. I also found this one really cheap. I think it was like €2 or something. Bob Dylan, the Save album. I guess it's not his best one. I haven't really listened to this one, but since it was cheap, and I will not quit buying Bob Dylan until I have all his records. I decided to go for this one. This is a newer artist and maybe a little bit different from what I usually list. Is an American girl named Hannah Aldrich, and the album is called Gold Rush. I heard she's been touring Sweden quite a lot, I think, and I heard this track called Burn Down Birmingham, which I really liked, so I decided to buy this album. I haven't really heard much more of his stuff, but that one was really cool, so I decided to give it a go. Sort of country rock with strong choruses, I believe, or at least the track Burn Down Birmingham was really swinging, so looking forward to check this one out. Next one, building up. My Jimi Hendrix collection is kind of weak when it comes to vinyl. I have all this stuff on CD, but I got this Band of Gypsies as well. I think this is an early reissue, but a great album. Another cheap one from the flea market, Minkdeville, Coupe de Grace. I believe it's the 4th album. The first one it's more or less a solo album. He did this one with studio musicians. Really fond of the first track, Just Give Me One Good Reason. Haven't really heard the rest of the album, so I'm looking forward to dig into this one as well. But he made some great stuff, Minkdeville. This is a familiar bunch. Firebird, Grand Union. I think it's the 5th album, yeah. I played myself on the 3rd one. I think Hot Wings came after the one I played on, and then Grand Union. I have this on CD. I got it from Bill way back, but I haven't really, for some reason, I didn't buy the vinyl until now. Really cool. Even got a nice poster as well. We like that stuff, of course. And a great album. I'm really fond of the track Caledonia. I think it's great, and also a good cover version of 4-Day Creep made famous by Humble Pie. Also Sheep on Boss on the 3rd one, 3rd act. Great band as well. Strong choruses, great guitar work. Also really fond of these guys. Everything related to this is Crosby Nash live, but everything they've done as solo artists or in their various incarnations as Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. You have Young and Stills, and I buy all that stuff when I find it cheap. It's a single live album. Tommy Shaw from Styx, Girls with Guns. This was a song that I was looking for a long time. I heard it in a Miami Vice episode. I believe it's called Everglades in the late 80s, and I recorded that episode on video. Do you remember that video tapes? And I always liked that song, but I could never figure out who it was until some like 15 years later, when internet came around. I searched one day for I knew parts of the lyric and found out it was Tommy Shaw and Girls with Guns. And it's a great track, and there's a really cool video available for that one as well, done in all in one take. But it's a super catchy song. I haven't really heard the rest of the album, but also it was a cheap one, and as I said, I'm really fond of that track, so looking forward to dig into this one. Here you have Chris Hillman, Slipping Away, his first solo album. Started out in the Byrds, also in Flying Burrito Brothers, and in Manassas with Stephen Stills as well. Really fond of his work as well. Haven't heard this one. It's supposed to be really good, his first one, so I'm looking forward to dig into that. Same goes for all those Byrds members. They sort of intertwine with the Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young guys as well, but it's really cool there's a lot of cool stuff to check out in various incarnations and solo albums. Gene Clark in particular has some really strong ones as well. And I think I've spoken fairly recently about digging, finding all the James Gang albums, and I was managed to track down a really nice copy of the third album. Really good condition. I was really pleased with this one. Quite hard to find, and that was fairly cheap as well, so just missing a few now, the first one and I believe the last one actually. So cool. And then I was really lucky to find some really cool bootlegs. I think I mentioned before I'm quite fond of bootlegs. So starting out with this one, The Who. It's called Closer to Queen Mary. Had to read up a little bit on it. It's recorded in 1971. Recorded in, I think, Long Beach. And what's really cool about this one is also managed to find it was colored vinyl as well. I believe fairly rare. And from I read, it's the recording maybe not be the greatest, but it's a fantastic performance by The Who, especially. It's supposed to be a really good version of Bargain, which I'm really looking forward to listen to. And I love all these old sort of stamped covers, so cool. Also managed to find, I think I mentioned before, I'm really into Sapling Bootlegs. This one, a classic Bonzo's Birthday Party, also from LA, 1973, and also this one, first disc, yellow, and then you have the second disc, blue. So you could either say it's the Swedish version or maybe the Ukraine version right now. Bought it to support Ukraine, or no, maybe not, but nonetheless really cool, and a really Led Zeppelin at their peak in 1973. And also managed to track down this one, another classic Led Zeppelin boot, the 1975 Word Tour from Montreal, I believe, 1975. So 2 more new Led Zeppelin bootlegs to my collection. Really nice. Really looking forward to listen to these. And as usual, I managed to find a couple of CDs as well. Something really, this is a really important album, sort of The first real album is when they started to talking about the Gothenburg sound when it comes to melodic death metal. At the Gates, Slaughter of the Soul. This is a great album. Also found really cheap on CD, and also bought some other stuff. A couple of Birds album as well. First one, Mr. Tambourine Man. I'm really fond of the Birds. This one. Is it called Farther Along? Yeah, I think so. Is it? Need my glove. Yeah, Farther Along. And also Younger Than Yesterday. So I think I have missing one Birds album on CD now. And also I got one single. This one, I've been looking for this one for a long time. November, the Swedish band Mount Everest back with Cinderella on really cool. And it has of course a connection to this one, our latest album, The QUILL, live New Borrow and Blue, where you can see we recorded a version of Mount Everest. So this is the original single. Really pleased. They were a great Swedish band. So that's, I got some more stuff, but some stuff I didn't think was worth sharing, so cheap stuff. Yeah, and before we end, we woke up to some really sad news yesterday, hearing that Taylor Hawkins from Foo Fighters had died at his hotel room in Colombia. A great shame, a great drummer, a great singer as well. And I really feel for the Foo Fighters guys, and of course his family as well. It will be hard to sort of, I don't know if it's hard to imagine Foo Fighters without him, but it's also sort of hard to imagine Foo Fighters not continuing on. So and I guess it's not the most important thing to them right now, but we'll see what happens. But a real shame, and from what it said, it was drug related, which makes it even more sort of a shame if you can sort of put degrees on such a sad ending to a person's life. So the first thing I will crack now is this one, Foo Fighters, Wasted Light, my favorite Foo Fighters album. I'm gonna listen to this one and remember a great drummer and a great performer. And may you rest in peace, Taylor, and thanks for the music. That's it for today. I think we'll end it there. And take care of each other and yourself as well. And I'll see you on again next Sunday. Bye for now.